supporting him. That's something team Stepbros needs to make sure that this time they're not letting the entire puzzle pieces fit and just serve it in a platter, just give it to divine regime. They don't even have to put some heart into the draft.
Yes, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, right now we'll be heading to game number 2 of this series number 2 as well. Divine Regime has already gotten 1 pointer, and this match basically would mean a clean sweep. But let's see if Stepbros can stop it, and we'll see our third game of tonight, or it's going to be the first clean sweep of tonight as well. Of course, right now, Peachy and Asaya will be taking it over from the drafting phase, and we'll see if Stepbros is able to step up their draft, or Divine Regime would just be taking this victory home and getting a pointer into the Swiss stage. And the game 2 begins now. So Peachy and Asia, take it over from here.
Let's go. Game number 2. Team Divine Regime on awards to take it away in a clean sweep, or Team Divine Divine Regime, they already done. Big Step Bros. If they try to push it to game number 3, they can still stay in that 2-1 bracket. But let's see who picks it up. Both the teams, the draft is going in quite strong enough, while Step Bros are really focused on the tank jungle. They want to ban it out. They don't want to open that for Rarin.
Well, yes, the bands just feel similar to the last time where these four bands. I mean, Baksha was the last band, but then we did see the Fredrin and the Kalia being prioritized along with the Fanny because they did not want to give out that Fanny to um, Team Step Bros. But then again, the final two bands, once again, Chip has been banned out. Divine Regime, just know that how good utility this guy supports. So maybe just if they're planning to pick up Lucas if he's not banned, or some priority pick as the first pick, they really do not want that chip to be in the hands of the enemy because, of course, he's not as prioritized as a Lucas.
I do agree on you with that. But now that the tank junglers are out, Divine Regime onto the blue side, they might be able to pick up the Lucas once again. First pick, they can. If they could have banned the Phobius, they could have gone in for a Haddad first pick as well, but that's not the case. Haddad open, very good pick. Gatukacha also has a very good first pick. I'm talking about even the Lucas as the first pick. If they pick it up, Rarin, again, he can have that very good time of his life once again. But to stop that, Step Bros will be up, 5 on 5 members just to counter that. But no, that's not the case. While Matilda being open, understandable, they pick it up.
Well, Matilda being one of the best supports right there, just like I mentioned before, Florin, Ainsla, and Matilda, three of the supports which are picked up when you are planning to going for some really tanky jungler, a tanky EXP who excels in zoning, who excels in diving inside because she can provide the let out with the guiding wind to them. So a lot of options has been opened for Divine Regime right now. Now the question is how Step Bros are going to counter it out. If they leave the Lucas out open, that might not suit them because Matilda along with the Lucas might be a double disaster for them. But then again, even if they give it away, I think something like a Franco can be a great option to count down onto that Lucas. Even a Guinevere Rome can be a great option to shut down jungler Lucas right there, PG.
I agreed. Stepbros can pick it up for themselves, but no, that is not the case. Maybe, Albert doesn't wants to go ahead with the, no, not Albert, but Snape doesn't wants to go with the Lucas. And I'm not sure why though, because Divine Regime once again it's quite open, and with a Matilda is just, the cherry on the cake. If they pair up together, if they go in all together, it's just really, really a good combination. But at the same time, they can pick up a high loss just to make sure that the Phobius won't be at the back lines giving a hard time towards the marksman. Now that Phobius is picked, that means Harith is automatically banned. No need to ban it up, but a team Divine Regime won't pick it up. But if Brendan do have that confidence, he might. And same goes for the X7 UE as well. If he could, he will. But Selena gameplay finally, Asuya, I wanted to see Selena gameplay under the series number one, but finally I'm getting it.
And of course, who doesn't want to see the Cinderella using up that card and leaving behind the shoes, leaving nothing? Oh, so yeah, she is a good pick here, especially because there is a Louis, and she has that distance to throw her arrows, shut down someone crucial from those team fights, and a very good anti-dive option right there, along with Aurora, because he can just stun them away. So right now, just like I said before, Divine Regime going in for that Matilda as well as our Raren once again on to the Lucas. A pretty strong comp coming from their side. Meanwhile, the same goes for the Stepbros. Right now, the draft looks to be pretty good because they have the Florin. Now, all they need to do is pick up something which can counter out the tanky picks, which will be coming in from the side of Team Divine Regime. So, an Alpha could be an option for them right here. Fredrin has been banned out, nothing else. So, yeah, all they need is to just fill in the puzzle pieces with those tanky picks right there and a marksman which can actually, has a mobility. So a Claude or maybe a Von could work out here. What do you think?
Be a very good pick, but again, can get a little bit squishy if Raren does gets farmed up like the last game. She's gonna get bursted down along with the Sky Piercer. But flooring though, they have the heal on their side. And stacking up that HP is just okay. You can do it, but it won't matter much because the damage should be there, and the constant heal from the Florian is going to be a little bit annoying. So to get with that, they do have the shield onto the counterpart. But here we go, look at that. We finally are getting a Moscow game, the split push game, so that the Moscow can actually get his farm up, which is quite interesting pick, given the fact that what are they going to pick to counter this. Granger, no wonder they can actually pick it up once again, but it could be a problem. The crit damage from this Moscow is a lot.
PT, I was just thinking about another marksman, and they have just picked it up. Moscow being a good option here because Selena will be someone. Because if we know in those team fights, Romcom or whoever is the rogue, the Matala will be in the front lines, and of course Lucas, you expect him to be the close range he is, be near the enemy. So right now Selena will be far behind, trying to stun lock people. But then if Moscow is playing good, if he knows whom to prioritize, he will enter the team fight with the SOD, takes down that Selena, and that should be his priority right there. Meanwhile, okay, Glue wasn't banned out, so Stepbros will be facing quite an issue here because we all know why, because Glue is just so annoying. And once again, Ranger being picked up, another long range, two frontliners, and Matilda being the puzzle piece in the middle who will be connecting both these ranges together. So Divine Regime, their draft looks to be pretty good right now, pretty balanced on their side. The Steam Step Bros going in for a Joy. Do you think Joy will work here, Peachy, since there is a Matilda who can just fly these people away too long range and Lucas with so much control onto the hand?
To take the snowball, yes, it may work, but again, they are heavily dependent on Dark for the frontliner. He needs to come up. Game number one, during the early to the mid game, he wasn't much active. During the team fights with the Valentina EXP, kind of understandable, but now that they have picked it up, he might be much more coming back into the team fights. But the problem is Louis. You're pairing up Louis with a Joy. There's endless possibilities that I'm talking about. Number one being how Louis can leave the Joy for split push and try to get the easy going. Doesn't have to go a walk back, just a simple teleport whoosh and she's gone. A turret taken, and Joy also safe out of the way. But at the same time, you do have another split push member. You're talking about the Moscow as well. But ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you into the land of Dawn. You're talking about the second match of the day. Divine Regime already on a boat, already trying to sail it towards the clean sweep, but will Stepbros is trying to capsize it or not? I am curious to know. I'm pretty sure you guys are also in for that. Let's go. Let's have fun.
Well, right now, PG, I was really thinking that the side of a team Stepbros, since they do have a Florian, okay,
Huh?
so early into the game, the first blood taken away by Selena, right from the hands of Team Stepbros before I could even say anything. And what I was gonna say right there is that going in for a tanky jungler could have suited them much better. But I mean, just look at the assault coming in. The Selena doing such an amazing job right from the beginning. And with this, I think Divine Regime has an upper hand right now.
The upper hand's really looking good given the fact that Romcom has rotated all the way from the top to the mid. Now he is also trying to get level 4 along with Peekaboo. Yep, this is what I was talking about. They will be just making sure that the Matilda would be level 4 as well. Talking about Quasar, like they just have to get the Lucas, this turtle, no matter what, given the fact that Snape does have a easy pathway with the dashes in and out. Can try to immune it, can try to iframe it, but wait a minute, Adag does get stunned up. That's a lot of damage onto him. He does get split onto the glow. That is just too much damage. His members are not trying to help him out, but trying to take his life away. Kurama jumping in into the team fight. Peekaboo once again with the kill. The blast is there. Louis will be, hurt a bit, but this is just, two of my waifus in the same team.
Well, of course, even I love both of them. And, I think it's kind of a rinse and repeat of the previous game here, Peachy. Step Bros do not have enough front lining. And I don't think so. The Joy is a good option here. I understand you want to take down Selena, not with the Granger, because they are pretty behind the scenes. But then you do not have anything but Dark. And okay, the stun connecting in right there. Selena trying to do something. Joy will, even though, managed to go away. And I think the Selena is doing pretty well with her aims.
They needed that range. They needed something to connect it very, very well. This is what I was talking about. Tenzin getting a, Matilda Airlines experience. Being in the opponents is just looking quite good. But Severus Snape, though, he is not able to get the snowball. He's on a Joy. You need to get it on this Joy early game. It is his suit, but not getting it, it's going to be a problem.
Well, yes, definitely. And right now, just like I said, not enough front lining, so Stepbros needs to step back a bit and wait till they get all farmed up. Of course, they do have our Louis as well as the Dark Focus with the front lining, I mean early game damage, but of course it will not be enough because Glue is a menace for them. Louis has a small range, even though she can utilize a group together because the first kill hits the fan shaped area, but then she needs to watch out for the stuns which are coming. She needs to watch out with the stun from the Matilda. She will be marking her down. I mean, just look at Louis getting stunned again and again, and once again, Robin will be taking Tenzin down. But the situation is very hard for Louis, and she's not able to provide the support of the early which they really need. So right now, Step Rose, like I said, need to maybe just play it safe because it did not have enough damage and did not have enough front lining. The goal difference also in the hands of Team Divine Regime right now, 1000 ahead of them. And the next turtle PC, whom do you think will be managing to grab this one?
Really possible into the hands of Team Divine Regiment. They love to capsize it as much as possible. Look at them, Romcom with the split coming in. He does not get the stacks on, but he is trying to get it. Oh, he does get it. There is a Selena coming in. Yin and Yang combo is there. Albert will be picked off. Onto the other hand, Dark with the Infernal Pursuit onto the front liners. Rarendo goes in with the Kurama form, gets Dark out of the way, but there is a Louis with a teleport. Doesn't get teleported just because there's a glue onto him, and Selena picking up that kill. What just happened?
Well, that was. I mean, just look at this Selena once again connecting the stun onto the Joy. And Joy manages to survive, but then again, like I said, Selena, the aims are so good. She knows whom to prioritize. Even during that turtle fight, if you do see, she is, constantly locking down, zoning away the Joy. managing to stun him again and again. And once again, the stun has been connected, does not follow up, and the goal lead in the hands of the Divine Regime. Louis doesn't have enough space. She's getting locked away from the scenes. See, for Dark, that focus is a great option they have, but then again, once he dives in, he needs support, and he cannot just move out of those team fights. There is no disengage coming from his side. So Dark once again being the front line, taking every possible damage, but then he's left all alone between five members, and when he's taken down, the back lines is so easily accessible, and the rest of the team, they do not have the space to contend anything right now.
The team Stepbros are collapsing very quickly, but look at that. Matila Airlines once again onto this flooring. Second death so far. 6 minutes into them, almost closing down to 7. That is just a lot to give in. I do agree the flooring won't have that power spike towards the early game, but during the mid game, after she picks up the second item, especially the third as well, she is going to shine. But at the same time, Divine Regime with 7 kills, having that snowball is a problem. They cannot let that happen, and they are letting it happen. Stepbros, to retaliate back, they are playing purely for the late game. They are playing on that Moscow. They are playing on that split push as well, which is a good thing because there's tankiness. The split push is kind of counters each other, but they need to be very aware. You come here at the Swiss stage, and if you're not aware, then it's going to be a problem. But these teams are very well equipped. They know, but okay, Dark just dodges the abyssal arrow. Understandable.
Well, yeah. And Selena doing what she's best at. Um, the stunning people away, the traps are placed. Just look at those locations. The traps are placed, providing so much vision right there. Meanwhile, I haven't seen a single diversion gameplay coming in from the Louis. I mean, she is an early game artillery, but would you pick her mainly is for those surprise attacks, those macro control of the map coming in from the diversion. But right now, Stepbros need to step back because the goal lead did not have enough gold, they did not have enough micro, they did not have enough sustain for themselves. So I think even they know it. The first Lord will just be in the hands of the Divine Regime right now. And the split push, even Moscow, just trying to do something right there, but they are forcing their recalls because they need to play it safe for now.
Safe is not an option for the side of Team Stepbros, given the fact that they have picked those kind of heroes who needs the snowball. If they do play it safe, but before that, there's a fact for you guys. This is about Hayabusa and his shadow. Interestingly enough, he does have a burst type of ultimate, despite having a very good mobility, which is a good thing. But the Lord advantage is in the hands of Divine Regime. They are making sure that the Lord comes in safely. The other lanes will be prioritized as well. The lane clearance looking quite good, but Xavier, not the Xavier, but the Moscow is there. Moscow dealing damage, do have a very good lane clearance.
I mean, true, and the Lord marching down, the stuns connecting left and right. Selena terrorizing Stepbros for now. Madara being melted down by the Holy Shield. And, okay, Joy gave grabbing on to that Holy Crystal. The flicker has been forced up. They are trying to force their way through Moscow. In a low HP, just goes back for the retreat. Look at the glue, trying to zone people away in a really low HP. Manages to flicker away. The stun lock connecting onto the Loi once again. And Selena manages to just move away successfully. But then again, it will be the Moscow who will trading him down. Meanwhile, Brandon grabbing that kill onto the Phobius as he's the one on the exchange list right there. I mean, what can I say right now? Loi not having the best time of her life. There isn't enough sustain. There is not enough frontlining. She's always under the brunt of those hits, those abyssal arrows coming in from Selena. And like a mage, you really need the mage on those team fights, but she's just not available. So what is Stepbros even supposed to do in this situation?
Stepbros, they lost a fight a lot of farm right there. While there is a Moscow farming up, but with limited farm, how much can he do? And on to the same note, even Severus Snape trying to do the same. They are reliant very much on the minions and the little creep that they are left upon. The purple buff and the orange buff completely taken off. They're just not leaving it. While they do have a squishy lineup, I think they should have went in for a high-low CXP and drafted a Florin. Could have been much better combo. And in a way, somewhere along the lines, the damage is getting through the Florin a lot.
Well, of course, I mean, if you do see her, whenever she tries to be ahead to use up that second skill for the stun, she is kind of, scared that will an arrow hit me? And Louis, just like I mentioned, because she has that short range, she needs to be in front. But as soon as she takes that, crosses that threshold a certain distance, there is the arrow hitting her zoom. And of course, there is the Matilda. She can instantly lock down with the second and the ultimate combo. So she has no safe haven for herself. At the same time, we do see Selena if she dives in, the glue if he dives in, and both of these people dive in so behind those turrets, and yet there was the disengage coming in from the Matilda right there. Okay, the stun's connecting, but they're just trying to take them down. Joy not having the best time of her life. Just wants to go behind the scenes, taking down the squishies, but she can't do it either because there is no support, not enough tankiness in the hands of Team Stepbros. So, PG, do you think this last Lord will be the last Lord, or will they be able to defend for a bit more?
They can defend. They have to defend. One thing they have the joy, they have the Moscow. Unless both of them dies, it's going to be quite hard. But let's see, the minions are pouring in, Indian combo coming in. Will Matilda Ella is getting ready to take off. The Lord also coming in. Look at that. There we go. Matilda Airlines is there. Severus Snape trying to get it in, but Kurama jumps in. Albert will be the first one taken down. The base is all getting locked up, and at the same time, Doug trying to deal some damage. SOD at the back lines just waiting for it, but no. Tenzin though trying to take off all in every single possible way, and Brendan at the very last moment takes away the base.
Victory!
What a gameplay for them, what a gameplay, absolute domination for their side. And once again, it is the draft, I believe, which Team Stepbros did not, put up to. So it's a clean victory for them. Ray, what do you think?
It was a honestly even more dominant game coming in from Divine Regime this time around. And Peekaboo Predator, like his Selena is a beast, and that's why he went for the Abyss skin. Did not want to be